Thank you so much. Once again, I would like to welcome everybody to the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network. And this is the Community Engagement and Awareness Forum, UK latest immigration changes and impact of Japa 2024. First of all, I would like to apologize on behalf of the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UK CIC Leeds, as we had a there was a breach in our first meeting, so we had to change the code. And I can assure everybody that everybody's detail is secured. But if there is any other breach, again, we will have to shut down the meeting to reschedule. I want everybody to understand that we're only here to help, to support Nigerians who are going through visa issues, immigration issues, sponsorship issues, and we don't have any other ulterior motive. So we're going to start again because I know that this meeting is going to be successful. So please, can someone give us a short prayer quickly? And I can start bringing the guest speakers in. Short prayer, please. Short prayer. Anybody can just give us a short prayer. Really appreciate it. Please. Short prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallu ala nabiyil karim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin. Kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan وفي الأرض حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. We would like to see everybody's face. It's very important because look at this, the people that were trying to hack us, they were standing behind the camera. And again, we need to make sure that we're there. Thank you so much, sir. My name is Mr. J. Scholar. I'm the founder and the president. And today we're here to support you with immigration, UK updated immigration changes within United Kingdom. And as you know, there's been so many changes in the UK visa, UK immigration sponsorship, support work, and etc. And this is why we brought our qualified expert, professional immigration solicitors, and I'm going to be introducing them. So please, we will bring them on board. First of all, I would like to welcome our first guest speaker, and this is just introduction. I'll be bringing every guest speakers on board as we go along, and that is our honorable, and that is the Honorable Buka Abu Salam, head of immigration at the Nigerian High Commission, London, and he's going to be going with us about the Nigerian e-passport application process in the diaspora, upcoming Nigerian e-passport biometric system, relationship between the NIN, National Identification Number, and Nigerian passport data system. You're welcome on board, sir. Thank you very much for coming, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And also, we're going to be introducing our another guest speaker, and that is Mr. Kenny Ayilaka. That's the principal solicitor at Gracefield Solicitor, Leeds, human rights, immigration, employment law, and family and personal injury lawyer. Thank you very much, Mr. Kendi Ayilaka, for coming to us, to help us, to support our Nigerian students and families in Yorkshire, in the diaspora, in the UK. And our third guest speaker, Mrs. Olaide Awogbile, that's specialist in immigration and family law matters in Manchester. And thank you very much, my sister, for coming on board today. We would like to say a big thank you to everything you have done. Before we start, I'm not going to forget the protocol. I want to go through our Nigerian item, if you don't mind, but please do wait for me and let me set up. I think I've already set it up already. It's just to make sure we bring it on board. To the Nigerian National Anthem. So just bear with us. It's always good to make sure that we adhere to our Nigerian. Just bear with us. Let me see. Maybe I can find it.
Is it a new one or?
Yeah, the new one. I think I've got it here. I've got it here now. That's the new one I'm trying to bring up now.
Yeah.
National anthem. Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag.
thank you so much for that. Before we go as well, we would like to observe the British national anthem. Just bear with us. These are some of the protocols we have to follow. Thank you so much. Just bear with us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That is the Nigerian anthem and the British national anthem. We're going to make a start now, and we're going to bring our first guest speaker, and that is my sister guest speaker, Mrs. Olaide Awugbila, specialist in immigration and family law matters in Manchester. And I want to please inform everybody that we're going to be bringing all our guest speakers. They're going to be talking from 10 to 15 minutes. And after, we will do a Q&A session, and basically everybody will be able to ask their questions. And just once again, apologies for what has happened in the past. If you have any question, you can send it to admin@nycn.org.uk. I will leave the email on the chat. So I will be bringing my sister, Ms. Olaide Awugbila. If I can start finding your presentation, if you get yourself ready, if that's okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm ready and shared the presentation. I think you said it's 10 minutes I've got, sir.
Yeah. If you can speak 10, 15 minutes, that's fine. It's not a problem.
Oh, all right, okay.
Because we only have the opportunity to have you for once in a year. So we want people to have an understanding of what needs to be done. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So good afternoon, everyone, and my sincere apologies regarding what happened earlier on. So my name is Olaide Awugbila. I'm barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, and I'm also a practicing solicitor here in England and Wales. My areas of expertise are family law and immigration, but for the purpose of this seminar, I'll only be dealing with immigration law. Please, could you change the slides, sir? Next one, sir. So I'll be reading a short disclaimer, which is the information I'll be sharing during this legal seminar does not constitute legal advice in any form, as legal advice can only be given based on individual circumstances. The purpose of this seminar is to inform, enlighten, and educate on the current rules under the immigration law. Next slides. Next slide, sir. So the topics I'll be dealing with today, because I've got 10 minutes, I'll only be dealing with popular questions. But the slides, if you need any part of the slides, I'm happy for you to ask the organizers. I'm happy for them to give it to you free. Please do not sell it. All the information belongs to the Home Office. None of the information are mine, but I just picked a few bits and bobs that will be relevant to our community, the popular questions people ask in our community. Next slide, sir. So in these slides, I'll be dealing with popular immigration questions. What are the recent changes in immigration, visa extensions, renewals, problems and refusals, that is like working more than 20 hours during term time, unemployment and COS, sponsors license, work visas, family and non-family member visas. But for this session, I will only be dealing with popular immigrations questions. But if I still have a few minutes, I might be able to cover the recent changes. But all these topics, they are in the slides. You can always ask the organizer for a copy, and I'm happy for them to give it to you free. Next slide. So the first popular question is, my employer sponsor's license has been revoked. What should I do? The first thing you need to do is that you will need to leave the country or make a visa application within 60 days. However, if you have bought your COS, though it's illegal to buy COS, you could demand your money back. It depends on the circumstance of your case. And if they refuse to refund your money, you can always contact a solicitor. Even though it is illegal to sell COS, but there are some arrangements some people have had that is legal, which included the COS, which you can request for your COS back. For example, if you instruct a company to assist you to facilitate a job and also process your immigration status, if that is not happening, obviously you have a right to ask for your money back. But if you illegally bought COS, like, oh, you state to us that you bought the COS illegally without having any contractual arrangements, unfortunately, we may not be able to get the money back. We can only report the matter to the police or report the matter to the bank. The bank will put a freeze on the account. If you can prove that you've been a victim of fraud, if the money is in the account, the bank can transfer the money back if you can prove that you've been a victim of fraud. But if you cannot prove it, unfortunately, you may lose that money. Now, the second popular question is that I have failed some of my courses and my school has refused to issue another COS, another CAS number for my student visa extension. What should I do? Now, what you need to first of all do is that you need to try and approach your school, right? Approach your school and try and get their sympathy. Reason because just like work, each school has a number of allocations for CAS, that is the CAS numbers. So if a school has 100 CAS numbers and they've exhausted the CAS numbers with the admission for that year, there'll be no spare CAS numbers to give to you to rewrite your course, all right? So, but however, if the Home Office has allocated 100 CAS numbers to your school and your school only utilized 80 out of it, your school may be able to give you a CAS number to rewrite your exam, which explains why I'm sure you've heard of some people, they've said their school gave them a CAS number to rewrite their paper, and some would say the school told them to go back to their home country to rewrite. So it's not as if they are being difficult. Probably they've exhausted all the CAS allocation they have for that academic year. Now, if the school has exhausted the CAS allocation they have for that academic year, what you need to do is to ascertain your circumstances. Now, if you need extra, like say 2 or 3 months, you could apply for what is called further leave to remain outside of the immigration rules. You explain your situation to the Home Office, and most likely before the application is granted, right, you would have finished your exams or rewritten your exam, passed the exams. Then what you will need to do is to withdraw that further leave to remain and put the right application in. However, I want to explain, because a lot of people think further leave to remain, if they apply, they will be granted. I don't think, to be honest, the chances of you being granted a visa on the basis of applying for further leave to remain is very slim. There's a 98% chance that the Home Office is going to say no, except if your case is extremely exceptional. So my advice is that always try and pass your exams. If you fail your exams, rather than trying to make trouble, speak to your school, appeal to their compassionate side. If you cannot appeal to their compassionate side, engage the services of a solicitor, obtain legal advice before applying for further leave to remain. Because if, for example, you fail your course, you're going to rewrite your course in 2 months, and the school is going to sit to approve your results, in 6 months' time, there's no point in you doing this further leave to remain to buy time. But when you're speaking to a solicitor, we can explore the other avenues that can buy you that 6 months that you need, pending the time, you sort out yourself. Or maybe you may even be better off going back to your home country, right? Then redo the exams, then come back maybe on a separate visa. Next slide. I'm already in the UK with my dependents, and I'm worried about the new rules regarding no dependents on the health and care visa. What will happen to my dependents? It is not true that you cannot bring your dependents. Under the health and care visa, only 2 visas called the care workers visa and the senior care workers visas that you are not allowed to bring your dependents. Every other visa under the health and care visa, you can bring your dependents. And also, if you are already on a care worker or senior care workers visa before March 11, you can still bring your dependents. Next slide. I can't see the one at the top. The question.
Can you see it now?
No, sir. I think we've moved to.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I worked more than 20 hours during school term. How would the home office find out? If yes, what would I do? The home office will find out through your NI number. And if you have been working more than 20 hours during school term, my advice is that you need to stop immediately if you can. Because if it is true, because I attended the seminar and they had somebody that previously worked with the home office, he said that they normally give them like a salary threshold. So they would say anybody extending their visa, they should earn between 12,000, and I'm not saying that's the exact amount. Maybe they will say between 12,000 to 20,000. So if you stop, if you have been working more than 20 hours and you stop now, you may still be maybe around, in the middle. You may still be within that threshold. That's why my advice is that if you have worked significantly more than 20 hours during school term, just stop. But if you go beyond that threshold, from what I understand, the home office will know that you are lying. Even though your employers tell them that you have only worked 20 hours during school term, and your NI number is showing that you have made £60,000 that year, they will know you and your employers are lying. So my advice is that if you have worked more than 20 hours, it's best you stop now, right? Or you speak to a solicitor, we explore other options. But really, if you're on a student visa, you can only switch if you have finished your course. Anyways, in the past, you will be able to switch to another visa route. But now as a student, you have to complete your course. So it's best you just stop once you know, or you try and weigh your options. Maybe it's just few hours that will not really make a difference. And that's why it's always good to speak to a solicitor, be able to analyze and tell you, okay, maybe it's just only 1 week you did more than 20 hours. It should still be all right. So that is my advice. Now, my agency pays me cash, and I also work cash by hand. I also work cash by hand with some employers. Would that affect my 20 hours during the school term? It depends on the circumstance of the case. Now, it is true that cash at hand, you can get away with cash at hand. But the cash at hand you can get away with is the cash at hand where your employer or whoever is giving you work does not have your NI number. Now, if an agency, you're registered with an agency, and for example, they tell you to come and play at the football stadium, to come and sell hot dog at a football stadium, and they promise to pay you cash at the end of the day. Now, they're only paying you the cash out of convenience. But the truth is that as long as they are not dashing you that money, unfortunately, you're going to pay tax on that money. So kind of they are accounting for that money. So that is how the home office will find out. So even though you are doing 20 hours in quotes and they are paying you cash at hand for the remaining hours, unless they are dashing you that money, as long as you are paying tax on that money, the home office will find out. Now, the cash at hand that the home office may not be able to find out is cash at hand, like, for example, you are making hair in your house, you are you are cutting hair in your house, you are selling food, whatever you do, whoever you are doing it for is not asking for your NI number. Those cash at hand, even if you make £2 million, the Home Office will not be able to find out. Those are the cash at hand that are safe to engage in. But any cash at hand work where the person has your NI number, my advice is that they're only paying you out of convenience. The Home Office will find out through your NI number. Next slide, please. Then my dependent has secured a COS. Can I switch to become her dependent? It all depends on the visa the main applicant is on. So if the main applicant is on any other visa except student visa, yes. Is everything okay? Okay. My dependent has
Go
secured.
ahead. Go ahead.
My dependent has secured COS. Can I switch to become her dependent? Yes, you can switch to become her dependent. It is only if you are a student, you need to have completed your course before you can switch. Now, what are my rights as an overstayer? Now, an overstayer in clear terms is you are staying in UK when your visa has expired, right? And you don't have any pending application with the Home Office. You are an illegal immigrant or an overstayer. So what are your rights as an overstayer? Your right is that you could send children to school until they are 16. You could use emergency services in the UK, for example, police, fire, ambulance. You can get essential or emergency healthcare, including treatment if you have a baby. But however, please note that sometimes it depends on your circumstance. You may be charged for the medical care you receive. Now, my biometric resident permit is expiring soon. What should I do? Now, at the moment, if you've not heard from the Home Office, you don't really need to worry. You only need to worry if by December or towards December, you've not heard from the Home Office. The Home Office is changing all visas to e-visas, and they'll be sending everybody a link to register to be able to show their e-visas to any employer or to their landlords. Next slide. Next slide, sir.
Is that the right slide?
Next slide. The next one, sir.
Okay. All right.
So I can't see the question very well, but the question is, will the new rules of the 38th will the new rules of the 38,000 be applicable to me, even though I have been in the country? So now, if I've already been on a skilled workers visa earning a salary before the change to the 38,700, you will still be bound by the old rules. That's the summary of all of what I wrote there. And there are some additional conditions. Sorry, I can't really see it very well. I have spent 20 minutes. Should I continue or should I round up?
Carry on.
Okay, so the next one.
The next one.
So I can't see the heading, but I think the heading is what are the popular pitfalls of not getting a successful visa application? Now, number one is not meeting the requirements of the visa. This is quite popular among people of faith. You know, even though they don't meet the requirements, rather than them doing things to try and make them meet the requirements, they are like, no, let me just do it by faith. If you do not meet the requirements of the Home Office, my advice is that you should engage the services of a solicitor to give you advice, right? They'll be able to give you advice on telling you what the exceptions to the rules are. Now, in United Kingdom, right, for any visa application, other than the information available on the Home Office website, there's something called guidance notes or caseworkers guidance. Now, the caseworkers guidance states exceptions to the rules. So that is where engaging the services of a solicitor now comes in, because you don't know what the exceptions to the rules are, right? But by the time you engage the services of a solicitor or you read the guidance notes, if you can't afford the services of a solicitor, you will see the exceptions to the rule, and you will check if you meet the exceptions. If you do not meet the exceptions, then you'll be able to make a decision whether the current visa is the right visa for you, or you need to switch to another visa. Now, another popular problem why visas are refused is using fake or misleading information. For example, fake bank accounts and building accounts. Now, a lot of people think the Home Office will not find out. For instance, somebody got a fake death certificate. Do you understand? They've given the child a visa. The child was about to leave, and the Home Office wrote to them saying that they realized that the guy provided a fake death certificate. So the Home Office is really changed. It's not the old Home Office before that they will never find out. When you provide fake information, fake bank accounts, fake documents, the Home Office have devised strategies to be able to find out all these things. So it's best you don't use fake documents. And because sometimes when you use these fake documents, not only could your visa be refused, you could have what is called a 10-year ban. Now, the 10-year ban is the one that is not good, because even when you meet the requirements, the Home Office would still refuse the application. But if your application has been refused because you do not meet the requirements, if you meet the requirements of another visa, you will still be able to make the application. Now, using fake COS, I've seen one already where the person got a 10-year ban. But what I don't understand is how come the person provided a fake COS to the Home Office, because that's what the Home Office wrote in their refusal, that the COS number was fake. And the person was insisting that it was genuine and the company is existing. So if you have gone to meet with somebody that is giving you a COS number that is not really legit, my advice is that you need to be very, very careful. You need to be very, very careful. If the company is not giving you, and the HR is your friend, and the HR is now giving you a fake COS that the company did not approve of, please do not engage in such services. I've talked about working more than 20 hours. Late preparation of visa application and renewals. My recommendation is that you should always try and apply at least 6 months before your visa expires. Do not leave it to last minute. Don't start strolling to your solicitor's office one week to your visa expiring and expecting us to perform a magic. If it is someone like me, if you cry, I'll start crying with you because I cry easily. So always at least 6 months before your visa expires, try and make preparations towards your visa. Then not seeking legal advice prior to preparing or submitting your visa application. This is quite popular amongst our people. Sometimes visa application, as simple as it looks, does not mean it is that simple. You could just make a slight mistake. That is why you need extra pair of eyes, not just extra pair of eyes, extra professional pair of eyes to be able to guide you that, okay, even though I know you are just extending your COS, but you need to tick this box, tick that box, tick that box. Do you understand? If you tick this, this is what that means. If you tick that, this is what that means. Then also, not proving your position beyond reasonable doubts. All right, I've talked about that earlier on. Unemployed, but having a valid COS and second employment more than 20 hours. This is a popular epidemic amongst our people. Now, a lot of people, when they were leaving their home country and coming to the UK, they were promised jobs, and upon arrival to the UK, the jobs were not available. Hence, the places that are supposed to do 20 hours, they are doing more than 20 hours, and they are making funny arrangements, like they will pay the company that brought them in money to pay tax, pay them salary to pay. Now, the truth is that the Home Office is waiting for you in the future. At the point of you extending or applying for indefinite leave to remain, I don't think the Home Office will just look at, okay, you've paid the tax. Now, you've paid these people money to pay tax. Don't you think the Home Office will be wondering, how come you are sending 1,000 and you are paying 1,000? You are paying 1,000 to somebody, and the person is paying the tax of 1,000. Do you understand? So my advice is that rather than having such arrangements where you have gotten the job that is for 20 hours, speak to them on the prospect of getting a job with them that will be more than 20 hours. And if they are unwilling to give you a job more than 20 hours, right, start looking elsewhere rather than doing that kind of arrangement, because I have a feeling it's going to backfire. Because if the Home Office asks for the company that brought you statements of accounts and it shows that they have not generated that income, most likely you're going to have problems with extensions or your application for your indefinite leave to remain. Then the last one is not disclosing material information or intentionally misleading the Home Office. For example, if you have a driving offense or a criminal conviction, you fail to disclose it. My advice is that you should always disclose it. Most times it does not affect your visa application, except you have been to prison for more than 12 months. Do you understand? That is when it will affect your immigration. So you lying that you do not have criminal convictions or you have never been refused a visa because you have a new passport, thinking the Home Office will not find out. Definitely that is not true. The Home Office will find out. And like I said, it is better the Home Office refuse your application than for you to have a 10-year ban. Now, with the 6 months, because somebody sent me a message, with the 6 months preparation before your visa expires, I still maintain that you have to prepare for your visa at least 6 months before your visa expires. However, you can only apply for your visa 28 days before it expires, right? Or 3 months if you have travel plans. The preparation I'm talking about is, for example, gathering evidence. If it is that you are not meeting a particular salary, get an additional job to meet the salary requirements. If it is that you need any documents, like for your extension, or you need to know where you stand, you need to start gathering all those information. Don't wait till the 28 days when you are due to apply for your visa. Start planning ahead, all right? And thank you. But if you need any more information, I'm happy to do the Q&A, or you contact the organizers, they will reach me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that is I'm going to just close the presentation again. Thank you so much. And that is Mrs. Olaide Awubila, specialist in immigration and family law matters in Manchester. And I can tell you that if you have any questions, you want to stay behind and ask. Otherwise, please, we want people to send their questions to admin@nycn. I'm typing it on the chat now, .org.uk. It's very important. You know, I want this meeting to be successful, but you know, I know. So thank you very much, my sister. A round of applause, please. It's very, very important, you know. And I can see that a lot of you might have a lot of questions, and she's going to stay behind with us if she can. And it's very important. If you have any question, this is an opportunity, because the reason why I'm saying this is that even if you go to an immigration lawyer, you know how much consultation fee. So you're just getting this free, and this is why. Thank you so much. I'm going to just go straight, basically, to our next guest speaker, too, and that is Mr. Kende Ayilaka, Principal Solicitor at Gracefield Solicitor in Leeds, Human Rights, Immigration, Employment Law, Family Law, Personal Injury. Please come on board, sir, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Moderator, for the opportunity for this session. Now, having listened to what the last or the first presenter had said, I actually don't know where to start from now, because she seems to have covered most of the things that need to be covered in the immigration relating to the changes in the immigration rules. So I don't intend to repeat what she had said, right? So probably most of the things I will engage in will probably be to answer some of the questions that will come on. But let me just try and summarize what the core issues that people need to be, or which people are already aware of now. In any case, it's just about the new changes to the immigration rules, which I'm sure the first speaker had already mentioned. It's just to re-emphasize them again. of course, you probably must be aware of what is ongoing at the moment. In fact, the immigration system in this country is on the front burner, even in the political arena, and it's a major point that the politicians are also using to score points now and gain votes. And I'm sure you must have been aware that the changes recently introduced to the immigration rules were brought about because of what the class as abuse of the system. And I must tell you, if you don't know, that Nigerians contribute significantly to the changes in the immigration rules. All right, the level of immigration from Nigeria to UK is part of the consideration they had in introducing these changes, which are brought about mainly for the purpose of curbing the abuse. All right. So the changes have been brought in the era of, for instance, the first one that they did was to stop students from bringing dependents, except of course, if you are doing a research program or PhD degree program, that's the, PhD, that's where you can bring dependents. But other students, you are not allowed to bring dependents anymore because they realize that, look, maybe if you have 4,000 students from Nigeria, you have 12,000 dependents. And that is something they cannot accommodate, all right? Whereas when compared to China, you may have 10,000 students from China, they may have only 800 dependents. And when they finish their studies, most of the time they go back. But Nigerians or Africans, Indians, they don't go back. And of course, I know you heard there was a gentleman who gave BBC interview, all right, that made disparaging comments about the purpose of Nigerian students coming to UK, all right? So these are some of the things that led to the introduction of all these new rules. And their target is to bring down net immigration to this country, right? So students alone, well, that was not enough. So that's why they have also introduced another level of reduction. And so if you, as Elide said, if you are a care worker or senior care worker on the SOC code 6135, you cannot bring in your dependents anymore. All right. And they've also increased the level of income that you must have in order to be able to work as a skilled worker. All right. So I don't need to go through all those ones again. And I think Lade, clearly explained all those ones. And another change which they brought in is the minimum income requirement for you to sponsor a spouse. This has nothing to do with skilled worker visa now. For you to be able to sponsor a spouse, even if you are British already, you are settled, you want to bring in your spouse from abroad, you need to be earning at least £29,000 now. And this is going to increase further towards the end of the year. And also at a point, we intend to increase it up to £38,700. All right. So this is something they try to say, okay, fine. If it's somewhere at the same time trying to curb the abuses, they also want to make money from the system. So all this, we don't know how far this will go in any case, because from all these introductions of new rules, UK is fast becoming less attractive now to students and healthcare workers. So I believe, well, maybe as time goes on, by the time to see the effects, they may still review the changes and relax some of the rules. Now, another one is the graduate visa. Well, no changes have been made in the graduate visa route anyway, because they think no abuses have been noticed in that area. But of course, as you know, as a student, that looks like the easiest category you can switch to now after your studies, unless of course you have a sponsorship license from a licensed sponsor. All right. The graduate visa gives you 2 years. All right. Free. I mean, you don't have to have any offer of employment. So you have 2 years to, if you want to gallivant the streets or roam around or look for a job, you have 2 years to do it. Then, of course, if you are doing PhD, I mean, you have 3 years to find your feet after your studies. All right. And of course, you know, the graduate visa is not extendable. Once you finish the 2 years or 3 years, if you are PhD, you have to find an alternative way of switching to another route. Either you find a job and then you switch, or you make another application under the family route if you are eligible. All right. But otherwise, after your studies, you probably will have to leave the UK. The other categories, one you could switch to, but of course, these are not all that popular or easy to move to. You have the Innovation Founder visa, you have the Global Talent visa. For all this you require an endorsing body to endorse your ideas or business proposals. So they are not easy to move into, all right? Other than that, so I don't want, as I said, I don't want to repeat what Laide had said, and I agree with everything that she has said. All right, and of course, yeah, we know what is going on around today. Many of our people or students, when they finish their studies, in an attempt to prepare for what is going to come, they don't have an employer, they don't have anything to do. They resort to buying what they call COS. And with that, they open themselves to exploitation because you are now desperate. You want to leave, you want to remain in the UK, no other option. And then some gullible and unscrupulous people, when they know how desperate you are, they tell you, oh, we have a COS to sell, to give you. And they make offer of employment, whereas they don't have the jobs there, right? And so if you fall for that, and then you pay as much as 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 for a COS for a job that is not there, they are just defrauding you. I have quite a number of cases that I'm dealing with now. So this is not just for people within the UK. There are people who want to come to the UK from Nigeria, from abroad. And we have unscrupulous agents, so-called agents or employment consultants, who are parading themselves as recruitment agents for companies, right? And the sad thing is, I must say, those unscrupulous people here are Nigerians that I've seen are Nigerians defrauding fellow Nigerians who want to come into the UK. And it's sad. And they parade themselves as if, oh, they have a job, just because they see people who are desperate to come here. And many people, they sell their properties in Nigeria in order to pay for this, all right? So where you see an employer telling you to pay something, you are not supposed to pay for COS. The employer is actually supposed to pay for your application, right? But because you are desperate, you are ready to pay. So this is an area where you need to be careful. And yes, it's a situation where nobody seems to have a solution to, all right? I'm not going to ask you to, oh, when you finish your studies, go back. But in the first place, you decided to come here to study in the first place because you want to be able to stay back at the end of your studies, all right? And so there is you need to begin to think of what will happen, what you intend to do after your studies, all right? Well, I really I can't provide any solution to that anyway, but is something one needs to be careful about before you engage in buying COS, right? So whoever says they are offering you COS, first of all, which company have they set up? If the person cannot tell you the name of the company that wants to employ you, forget it. It's another attempt to dupe you of your money because you know you are desperate. All right. So other ways, maybe for people who if you are here as a student, fine, you could switch if you have, if you are able to form a relationship under the family route. Maybe you get married here, that's fine. It's allowed for you to switch, right? Or you are lucky enough to get a genuine work visa, all right? That you can switch, all right? So I really don't know what other things I need to cover here because the first speaker has covered most of these things that I have here. So I don't want to begin to continue to repeat what she has said. So let me just hand over back to the moderator. So we are probably more involved when we come to question and answer. Yeah. Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kendi Ayilaka. Again, Mr. Kendi Ayilaka is our community solicitor. He's always, you know, when you have a community like the Nigerian Yorkshire community, Mrs. Olaide Awubila and Mr. Kendi have always been there to support us. And some people might think that, oh, what are they doing? They're doing a lot of work. I know the amount of questions that I've received on Nigerians that has been duped, 12,000, 8,000, 20,000 pounds. And some people, they want to collect rent. Their landlord is treating them this way. So the purpose of this organization, Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, we're not just standing alone. We have partners we work with. We work with the Nigerian High Commission London. We work with the immigration. We work with all Nigerian organizations, solicitors. And we work together as a unit so that whenever any Nigerians that have just come into UK in the diaspora, they need some support. They need some legal advice. They need some visa advice. We can direct them to you. This is why we work together. We work with other Nigerian communities as well. So we don't just stand on our own thinking that we can do it alone. We have to come together as a unit. Nigerians are falling victims to when it comes to sponsorship, when it comes to changing, oh, I want to change from student visa to work visa. Some of the Nigerians that even got here, they have 3 years, 5 years sponsorship visa. They were working, they were using that sponsorship visa. Within the next 1 year, their employer license has been pulled by the Home Office. Now they will start calling us that, oh, sorry, automatically they become illegal. And this is the Home Office is now clearing up, wiping up, cleaning all the fake and the rogue sponsorship. So our advice is not that, you know, we want to get into your personal lives, is to advise you. That is why we're here. If you want to collect sponsorship, you can seek immigration lawyers' advice. Seeking their advice doesn't mean that you have to pay them, etc. But having that advice, or even if you call the Nigerian High Commission, they can advise you, or our Nigerian communities in the area. It's very important. People might think that, you know, and I know that we Nigerians, we don't like doing DIY. You know, we instead of us to read the details before we go, when you see one Nigerian person duping other Nigerians, you know, I've seen Nigerians that have paid 8,000 pounds, 9,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds cash. That fellow Nigerian trying to convince them that I can get you sponsorship. And I was telling our solicitor yesterday that, do you know how many Nigerians have approached us that can we do sponsorship? You know, if we were to be a bad person, I know the amount of money that I would have made, but it's not fair when you're doing this to your fellow Nigerians. You know, so I urge you, I beg you, this session we're doing is recorded. We're going to send it to you. You can send it to other Nigerians. You just need to ask questions. Because if you sell your house in Nigeria, you come down here, you end up sleeping in the streets. You know, the diaspora is no man's land. That is why we want you to join the community. So it's very important. Also, I have put on the chat, I was sent by the Nigerian Community Rochelle. They were working with the Home Office. This is the Care Sponsors database. I've put it on the chat. If you go onto that link, that will tell you some of the approved sponsorship. So if Mr. A or organization wants to say, oh, I will get you a visa, okay, you just say, that is not a problem. Let me go and check this out. You need to do your own work before paying 10,000, 15,000 pounds or 20 million naira, 30 million naira, please. We really urge you, we really beg you, because you will always be a victim if you don't do your research. And the Home Office has even said, because I was speaking to the Home Office Engagement Officer, Mrs. Mercy Osai, and she was telling me that if you fall victim, if you see someone that has taken your money and they promise you visa, they do not, you can report them to the UK police. But always make sure that even if you have to do that, don't give them cash. Make sure you have a traceability of transaction. You can report them to the police, and now the Home Office will pick them up. But it's really good for you to talk to your community anywhere you are. Seek advice. Ask questions. You know, the Yoruba people say, people will ask road at the end of the day. You will know that road. It's very simple. So I urge you, and please look at our YouTube channel. I've done almost 10 to 12 Japa videos, and this is to advise our Nigerians. Even at home, Nigerians that are coming from home, this is what you need to do. There is a lot of people that is in that Lagos, is in that Abuja, that is telling you they will give you sponsorship to Canada, sponsorship to America. It is fine. It's not a problem. You just have to do your own work. Check them out. Rather than just rushing, I want to leave Nigeria, I want to do this, or etc., or I don't want to go back to Nigeria. I want you to understand that if you're a student, you're seeking sponsorship, at the end of the day, the Home Office might give you a letter, but they're not going to kick you out. So don't panic, but make sure that it's at the back of your head that you need to get a visa, you need to get a sponsorship, and from a reliable employer. All these employers, they call them, anybody can set up a company today and apply for license to give sponsorship. We have seen lots of them, lots of Nigerian, lots of African people that have collected almost 200,000 pounds, you know. So please, we need to understand that what we're trying to help you with, and this is why we have taken the time, the Nigerian Yorkshire have taken the time to make sure this session today is successful. No matter who wants to make it fail, it's not going to fail, because this thing is paramount to me. It's even bigger than event. If it's an event, I will cancel event. But this advice, once you take it home, that will be in your pocket. You can share it with Nigeria. You will take your caution. You will take your time. It's not that someone will just call you. If you tell me now, I have a lot of people that told, oh, there's sponsorship in Dublin. They can give you work permit in Dublin. It's going to cost 10,000 pounds, 15,000 pounds. It's not a problem. All you need to do is do your checks. Don't just drop money. All because you're scared of, oh, they're going to deport you. No, the UK is not going to deport you. There is a lot of people that is coming from the waters. Are they not putting them in a hotel? So you are here, and situation like that. And another thing I want to talk about is basically, before I bring in our third guest, my honorable, is about the T-side issue that is going on, you know. And I know the Home Office and the international school are working on 60 students that have been told to leave the UK, all because at the end of the day, they've not been able to pay. It's due to the currency in Naira. We know that we know our issue but the Home Office has taken unjustifiable unfairness to all these students. And we've been working with the Nigerian High Commission, Immigration and Welfare. They're going to be looking into that. The last time the High Commissioner was in Leeds, they were with us, the head of immigration, which is in this meeting today, head of consular, and the representative of Abike Dabiri. We discussed this, and I believe that the Nigerian government has now picked it up. The UK government institution cannot kick 60 children out of their schools for nothing. After you have taken 99% of their payment, it is not going to happen. This is why the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, we're here to work with every community. And we want you to work with your community in your area, or the Nigerian Student Society in your area. Please, don't let anybody bully you. You as a Nigerian here, if you're a student, you have rights. And if you don't know that you have rights, don't let anybody tell you that. Thank you very much. If I keep on going, there's so much to talk about. Anyway, I'm going to use this moment to bring my respectable friend, Honorable Buka Abusalam, Head of Immigration at the Nigerian High Commission, London. He's going to be giving us some advice on Nigerian e-passport application process in the diaspora, upcoming Nigerian e-passport biometric system, the relationship within the national identification number, and your Nigerian passport data system. You're welcome on board, sir. Please come on board, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Jays. Nice to meet you. And I just want to use this opportunity to thank you all, you as the organizer, and then the two previous speakers and all the participants. I just want to, you have already given an introduction. I'm the head of immigration, and I come up to take over the immigration section in January at a time when another immigration officer, who is the immigration attaché one, Mr. Aminu, is also coming up to take over. So I think there are a lot of issues in the last couple of months from January to date. The immigration section has already improved significantly in the way we handle issues generally. And many Nigerians have attested to this fact, and we are moving forward. Well, I just don't want to take much of your time talking about our progress, but let me use this opportunity to quickly speak about some very important issues that is happening, which Nigerians should know. And that I wish if this forum, our meeting, is joined by most of the Yorkshire community and the leadership, so that they get these informations and then carry it on to their members. Because as you all knew, whenever you are living in another country, just as you have to follow their rules and regulations, then in the Nigerian High Commission also, we need some followership by our Nigerians when it's come to anything that they want to come to ask for. So let me inform you that the new passport application system, I wanted to start with that. The new application system is already enhanced, and it already went to the level where every Nigerian can put his or her application online, do changes and everything online. And that these things is not coming with a platter of gold. There are challenges. There are challenges. One of the major challenges is that if you come and just sit down at the comfort of your room to do those things, you will be confronted with a lot of questions which you must supply before you can proceed. And one of the major challenges Nigerians facing is that Nigerians are coming in with different names, with different date of birth, with poor documentations, and then they started struggling. Because we have already moved away from manual system of application where you can come to the even High Commission or go somewhere and fix it, but now everything is online and it is encrypted. You are the one to go in and do everything online, make payment, and do and just send it. All what you will do is to come for biometric at the High Commission. And even the biometric now, you don't spend more than 1 minute. That's why 400, 300 people were finishing it in 2 or 3 hours. You just come in because of the new system of application. If you come, you just put your own fingerprints and move. There's no, it's unlike before. They take your picture, they do this, check for this document. Everything is done by you. And if you make a mistake, it is done by you. And in fact, let me give you example of challenges Nigerians are facing. You must have up-to-date NIN number, National Identification Number. And it does not suffice to have only National Identification Number. You must also have the National Identification Number aligned with your own passport name, birth date, everything aligned. If you come on this digitalized system of application online and you just put name different from your passport or date of birth, it's even space. If there is a name that you have write it and the spacing was wrong, the other one has one spacing and the other one has two spacing, it may take you back. So we want Nigerians, first of all, to please try as much as possible to do the best to see that they could update their record, because Nigeria is now coming up with a data system whereby next time, once your data is updated on the system, you don't need to come for even the biometric. When you just do your application and send it, you are sitting down at home, your passport will be printed and send it to your house, or you come and collect it. But this, we have a long way to reach that because of the nature of not having a very common and a good data that cannot be can be trusted. So a data system must come up to achieve that goal, and we are working toward that. And in fact, so far we are making progress. The government has put in place to make things easier for Nigerians to get their own passport in time. And then the other issue that I wanted to discuss on this platform is please also to inform Nigerians that now Home Office came up with a new policy that you cannot get anything, either your own British passport or visa or work permit, without your own valid Nigerian passport. Once you put those applications, they are going to ask you for valid Nigerian passport. Most Nigerians, they ended up not renewing their passport for 1 year or expired. They will just go and start this, and they will be confronted with the question to go and bring your valid passport. And that to come and get that valid passport, it is not a day's job. This is something that is always, all over the world. Passport is a security document. It's a very, very revered and a respected document, particularly for those living in diaspora. So you cannot just come to the High Commission and then you want your passport in just few days or few months. So please, Nigerians, I want Nigerians to know that they should put their application 8 or 10 months before expiry. If your passport has just validity of 1 year, you can put application. So many people don't know. You can put application for a new passport with just a year validity period. And then before it is less than 6 months, even if it is a challenging, maybe you may be asked to correct something, go back and come, whatever, in 6 months, your passport will reach you. But in normal circumstances, if your data and everything is in order, nothing like that even happens. So what we are calling on Nigerians is that we want Nigerians to put their application in time. This type of laws are coming up every day. Valid Nigerian passport is required for everything. Now, I came in January and I introduced a situation whereby we are engaging with the Home Office. I'm having at a very top level meetings. I almost have all the teams working for West Africa, which is including Nigeria. They're all people that we're having meeting. Just yesterday, I had a meeting with Home Office staff. And then I have another one before the end of this month. So it is something that continuously we're engaging them. And there are a lot of positive news about it. So what we are asking Nigerians is that, please, let's put ourselves together and bring the communities and then to enlighten people that please, people should get their passport validity always extended before it expires. So the other issue that is that now I took over, and then in January, I now started to write a letter and sign and then inform that issuance of Nigerian passport, it takes a long time. So please, they should go ahead and issue their passport, new British passport, or their BRP, or whatever they applied for, to issue it to them pending the issuance of the passport. I do give these letters, but on the ground that you have to put application, new application, and bring the application that you have put your application for a new Nigerian passport. When I see the application, then I issue the letter And then the time, I'm very happy they're honoring, they make things more easier for most Nigerians. But it is better.
But you blame it for everything.
Hello?
Please,
Hello?
please carry on. Please carry on, sir. Carry on.
Okay. So really, these are some of those issues that are happening and the Nigerians are suffering. For example, I've been seeing many Nigerians are coming crying. They need to present their passport. If not, they're going to miss their own job, their sponsorship, or they will not get their own British passport. They wanted to travel. Some people died at home. All sorts of people coming, line up and crying. But many of them don't know that we in the Nigerian High Commission, the immigration section, we have a limit. We cannot change some things, particularly change of names. It is only change of names due to marriage that we can quickly handle. But whatever type of change of name, addition, deletion, letter, or whatever, is always coming with a challenges. We must forward it to Abuja and wait for their decision. And that until they clear it, sometimes they will follow it up and they will say it was clear. But it is system that our system will show here. If we check, if you come and tell us that, no, I have already put the application just as you have said, and we have done that, we did it, we have made the payments, I have already cleared, I was informed, and this is that. And then when we open the system, the things was not done. We don't know how to explain to Nigerians. They always look at us that we are not serious or we don't want to do. But we have a limit. We send the information and wait, because it is something that every Nigerian has a right and everybody's on the queue. We cannot attend to one person or one section. Once we do your job, we wait until when they reply to us. If there's any challenge, we even advise people to go to Nigeria and follow it up, because there's nothing we can do. And then the other issue that is also causing so much anger and disappointment is about booking of a date. Most of that new passport application system, you book your date by yourself and it is encrypted. The only challenges that most Nigerians are having is that you cannot select date of your own choice. You have to select a bi-level date that was presented to you. And the available dates could be 3 months away. So this 3 months, you must wait before our system here in London could produce your passport. It can't do it. It's a system, it's encrypted. So most people don't know that you can just change or do whatever you want to and then get the passport. We are now working on it with our Nigerian partners to allow us to have this chance to at least open the system by ourselves and book the dates, so that we will look into all those Nigerians with a serious problem and then with genuine problem to quickly produce their passport after putting the application. This is also ongoing. We are going to do our best and then achieve it. But we should not forget that it is a system. It is something that is with a lot of checks and all those things. Since it is an online system, you cannot just go and put anything online and then make progress with your application and then get your passport here. No, it's not possible. And then another issue is those people who had passport MRP, the passport of 20 years ago. Some people, they need to change it. Now things have come up that everybody must have passport. They will rush and come. If you have MRP, if you go online to put your application and you are not there, in the system does not see you, because with this old type of passport, when you go to the system, you will never see your data. So what you are going to do is, please advise Nigerians to put a fresh application. Let them not go for renewal or any other option that was given. Just they are a fresh person. If you are holder of MRP, for those who are holding enhanced passport, once they put their details, you will see everything will come up for them to go ahead and put their application. So if you are holding MRP, you are as good as you are just new applicant. And for new applicant, the condition and requirements are many, because you are just fresh. they will require your parents' details, your father, your mother. If you are a minor, if you are an adult, you must present your father's documents. So you will find it very challenging to fill those informations, which some of them you must even go to Nigeria or something, or you must have to go and then look for your local government indigenship, or a lot of questions which you need to address before you can move on and put the application. So please, Nigerians should mind and understand all those sort of things. Please, they should not look at it, some of those things, when it is slow. Is the Nigeria High Commission is doing it. Really, the new system of application has its own advantage, which if you have everything together, you can do it in just some few minutes. But if you don't have your documents and everything together, you may take months without achieving this thing, which you will be always struggling to have challenges. So these are some of those things that we want Nigerian communities to enlighten and discuss with their own people. And also, we also have the challenges now of the issue of people coming in and then asking that we should have them to get their passport in time. These things has not been possible, because one thing is clear, that the day of your biometric is always days that was given to you and it is encrypted. So how do we change this date? If I must have somebody, I have to call Abuja and then ask them that, oh, this person has a problem, and then you open the system, allow him to be captured here to get his passport. Then if that we have compromised the job, are we going to do for everybody? Because everybody has a problem. So these are some of the challenges and they cannot even do it for us, because it's not the normal procedure. It's not okay. It's wrong. So we can't achieve that. So please, I think a lot of things for discussing, and the way I'm looking at it, unless if it is through question and answer sessions, I cannot even remember to speak about some other salient issues. I'm seeing Mr. Jais who maybe wanted to say something or wanted to, but let's go to the question and answer session and then see if there are other issues that I can answer it for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my honorable. That is Honorable Buka Abdul-Salam, Head of Immigration at the Nigerian High Commission, London. We thank you very much, sir, for attending today's session. And I know a lot of people might be saying, maybe we're discussing about UK immigration. Everything is immigration. If you want to collect a UK visa, you need your NIN, you need your Nigerian passport. Everything is tied together. So, and we've seen a lot of Nigerians that they've rang up and they say, oh, and what the head of immigration was saying was that Nigerians will leave things at the last minute. I will tell you, I know how to deal with my brothers and sisters. They will leave it at the last minute. They will start running about because the Home Office have just sent them a 30-day letter that, please, you need to come and renew your residential permit, your visa, and they will start running about. They don't have NIN. Their passport is almost expired. So by the time they start doing the NIN, they want to get the Nigerian passport today. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. When I was listening to, I was listening to the Minister for Interior, Honorable, and obviously speaking to our head of immigration, is that your passport, when it's 6 months or a year, you should apply for it. But we Nigerians, we leave it at the last minute. I know how long it took me to get my own 10 years. I'm very happy now that I have my 10-year. It took me a long time because I delayed it. So what we are trying to say in this session is that your UK visa, the UK Home Office, everything, sponsorship, everything you have to do, the Nigerian passport is key to all it. You cannot get British passport. Nigerian passport is what you have. You have your visa, you have your BRP, and etc. Everything has to be updated. And a lot of people have issues when, according to what our honorable is saying, their BVN, their date of birth is wrong, their name is wrong, and by the time the BVN synchronized with the NIN is wrong, so everything has to be changed. So the advice from us is basically that all your details has to be the same to the last letter, to the last number, otherwise you have issues. The system that is coming up, as you have said, is that we have the automation system, the contactless system. The last time I listened to the Minister for Interior, he said in the next 3 months, the contactless will be ready for renewal. only for renewal. For the first time, Nigerian passport, for your baby, for yourself, you have to go to Nigerian High Commission London because they don't have your data in the data system, according to one. But the renewal, you can do it as from 3 months. Once this launch, you can do it at the comfort of your sofa. But only when your system, your details on your NIN and your Nigerian passport is a match 100%. If one letter is missing, then you have to go and change it. My own name, I have a dash in between them, and I was not able to go forward, not until I removed that dash. So it's not about Nigerian High Commission London. And some people, they leave their appointment to the last minute. According to the High Commissioner said the last time he was in Leeds and head of immigration, you see some Nigerians, they will start looking for quick appointment. After they've left it to the last minute, they will now start talking to touts in front of the Nigerian High Commission London, and they will get frauded. So all these things, we have to be disciplined. We know that at the end of the day, the government is putting, but we have to work with the government and to the Nigerian community. So thank you very much, sir. That was
as you raise that issue of tout, let me also please say something about this touting.
Yeah.
You see, when we took over in January, we were able to clear almost 90% of passports that were packed together in the High Commission. We set up a committee to make sure that every Nigerians were called back to see where they are and to send their passport. Their passport were lying down. And that we were surrounded by touts. These touts, as soon as we moved to this new system of application, you know what they came up to? They are now approaching Nigerians. It's not the issue of getting your passport after biometric is not difficult now. Once you do biometric, within 3 working days, you will see your passport. Now, even less, I just say highest within 3 working days, except you have a problem. If you don't have problem, your passport will reach you. So as soon as they discover that people are no more interested in coming to follow up for getting their passport in time, what they come to now is that they understood that the date for biometric is always long. So they are now approaching Nigerians and telling them, please, pay for fast track. We are going to change your biometric dates. And then they will collect money from Nigerians. We don't even know these people. And Nigerians are desperate. When somebody is desperate, you come and meet him and then tell him that we can do this or that. They are ready to pay. So they are paying money to people outside. We don't even know them. They are around. When they pay this money to the Nigerians, and then they are communicating, they just come. And now they ended up, they are communicating with WhatsApp line so that they don't even trust them. We already come with a new system that anybody who made a tout, and please give us the number of British, if it is British number they're using. We are working with Home Office, we can arrest them. This is very simple. But we ended up, those people are using WhatsApp, different lines to communicate to their target. And then what we did was that we hide them and then send them away. After we send them away, they came back with a new way of duping Nigerians. They're saying that, oh, we can fast track. This 3 months is long. We can reverse it for 2-3 days. They are going to collect Nigerians' confirmation slip. They are going to clone it and change the date and give it back to them and tell them to come to the Nigeria High Commission. Your line is open. Go and just do your biometric. When these people suffer from long journey and come and line up at the front of the Nigeria High Commission, system does not lie. It's not it's not manual something. When they come and they put to the system, the date is wrong. They will tell them the original date is this one. So I just wanted to give this one quickly to inform you that a work is going on. Still, Nigerians are coming in different form. Please, the community leaders should engage Nigerians that nobody can change the date of biometric except in Nigeria, in Abuja. There is a company is handling the application and everything. They are the only person who can open a date before the date for person. And thus, they can't do that one. It is a compromise of their job. They will not do that. So if you come with your letter, you have already paid money, and then there's no way you can get that money. You are crying. Everything is lost. You didn't get your passport. You lost your money and all sorts of problems. When we see those people, we pity them. Some people, they will give us details of the numbers. As soon as I compile the numbers, British numbers that these people are holding, those people, they are no more using British number. It is very challenging. It's very challenging. We have the government power. We are in contact with Home Office. We are in contact with the FCDO. It is a challenge on our side. I compile those names thinking what to do with it. Because if I present to the intelligence at the Home Office, those Nigerians will go to prison. You understand? It is just something complicated. I compiled them and sat down and be thinking. So a lot of things are going on. They are same brothers, our Nigerians. But any action we get, because we work with the power of government, they will be in trouble. So please, we want you to inform Nigerians that there is nothing like fast track. When we introduce fast track, which is on the 5 line, we are going to inform them officially that please, a fast track is introduced, and then please go and do it this and that. And then you come and get your passport, which is also a government decision, which is not the High Commission staff are going to take that decision. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my honorable. It's really good to explain this item understanding how to get your Nigerian passport, your NIN, and that will lead to you updating your visa is very important. Now we're going to thank you to all the guest speaker ones. So if anybody, we are now in Q&A session. If you have any question for guest speaker 1, 2, 3, please do raise your hands. You can use the reaction button at the bottom of your screen. Reactions, you can use your reaction, and once you point it on, I will call you. But I'm going to go into the chat because I have some questions in the chat which some people have put there. I'm going to read it out. And so we have questions from Kay. Kay was saying, I think this is to the immigration, that please, the 6-month preparation to change visa, does this apply to students who wants to apply for post-study?
Well, updating your passport.
Yeah, I think this is for, sorry, honorable, this is for the immigration. I think he's talking about the UK visa.
Okay, UK visa, okay.
Yeah. It's Mr. K there. Mr. K, can you ask the question, please, yourself? Mr. K?
I can answer the question, sir, if you want.
Okay, please, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
All right, so it's cut across all visas. It's not only post-study or students. Once you're on a valid visa, don't wait like everybody has said. Don't wait till 1 week before your visa expires, before you start checking.
Okay.
Visa, am I eligible for? Do I meet the requirements? Okay. The reason why I suggest that this 6 months is that even if it's most financial requirements, you need to show at least 6 months to 1 year bank statement. So if you start preparing at least.
Please go ahead. Okay. I think.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that I was on mute.
Yeah.
So if you start preparing at least 6 months in advance, you make sure you meet the finance requirements. Your passport is already renewed. Everything is in place. There's no reason why when you want to renew or extend your visa, you should have an issue.
Thank you.
So please, while I'm on the phone, please, could I just ask a quick question to the head of immigration? Because this is a popular problem that we're having with our clients. Sir, for those of us that have been in the country, like myself, I've been in UK for over 20 years, right? And I recently had my NIN number, everything matches. But if you want to apply online for the extension of the visa, it keeps saying contact NIMC company, and it's not picking it up. I've now had clients don't normally pay for passport renewals. They're having to come to us, and we're having the same problem. However, one of them has now gotten through. He said he kept trying every day. After 3 weeks, the system allowed him to recognize his NIN number. Sir, please, can you provide us a contact number, or maybe it's just a suggestion you will take back to your good office? We don't have to apply for a new passport like say 3 weeks or 4 weeks before it recognizes our NIN number. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you for this is a very wonderful question. Actually, what happened is that, you know, it's a system, it's a computerized something. You know, when you do your NIN, the NIN must be on the server. So many people, they will do the NIN, and then you will be given a slip that this is your number. But to be candid, it is not on the server. That is the reason why it is happening like this. Sometimes it takes a month or even more to be on the server. When it is on the server, then that's why you are just giving an example that it was not working, but later it worked for somebody. So
okay, so estimates like an estimated period for like, because I had to use my own self as an example because I don't have the recent Nigerian passport. So when it was becoming an issue, I had to use my own, and I've done my NIN over 2 months ago. I did it in Manchester. So please, can you advise how long do you think? So we can be telling our clients that, okay, the issue is because it is not on the server. Maybe in 4 months' time, we'll be able to apply. Can you please give us an estimated guide of months that we have to wait, that if the NIN is not registering on the server, it is going to be on the server?
Yes, please, any NIN that is you try and is not on the server, please contact the NIN center that register you and contact them for guide and let them resend or whatever it is to help you to get it on the server. It is a computer system. It's not anybody's fault. It's not your own fault. Somebody may do it and it will be immediately. Somebody may do it today and it will be on the server immediately. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and another person may do it and it will not be on the server for the next 2. So it could be some technical issues that you need to follow it up. That's why most of the times when people call us that this is what happens to them, please, can you go back to check if this NIN, even the center that works for you, is it genuine? We don't know.
It is a genuine one. It's a reputable one.
If it is genuine, very simple. You go back to them that, look, I have been doing this and this, showing me that it's not there. I cannot apply for my passport. The NIN is not on the server, so it can't go on. With this new system, my sister, what is happening is that next time when all data are updated and compiled and you have a common data, just like Mr. Kolawale just was saying, is that you just go contactless. You do everything contactless. Once you put your NIN, all the information are going to come. So you don't need any change. You will just be moving. You are moving just to check out and pay. And then that is renewal. You will just get your new passport. So,
okay, sir.
Yes. So, but the NIN, if just NIN, you don't even need to put any other your passport information. Once you open the system and put your NIN details, you will just go bring every information about your registration. So it is something to do with a server, and it's going to take time. Let Nigerians be patient. Please, if they find that their NIN is not showing or not working, please let their spelling of their name, whether the one in the passport and their own, this is different, whatever, let them please follow and align it and to get a common data. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I want to chip a bit into that, all because we do an enrollment on the NIN, and what I tend to do is basically that we have these same issues that we are having with a lot of Nigerians, and they said that, and what it is that it's not all NINs that is having issue. 0.001 of people that are unlucky, because when you look at the server, from my understanding, again, and I know the head of immigration can, and from my learning on this, because we're doing NIN now, going to 3 years, is that we have the server is in Abuja. Whenever you do an NIN in the diaspora, it takes time to get to Abuja, and it's always in the NAMC system. Now, once it's in the NAMC system, and the NAMC has to download it onto the other Nigerian ministries. So when you look at it, just imagine every day, all around the world, including Nigeria, a lot of people are doing NIN. There is lots of changes. The server is taking a lot of members. This is why the Minister of Interior, when I was launching it, they are now invested, Nigerian governments are now invested into a big giga. I don't know anything about the terabyte. There is more, something that is after the terabyte. So Nigerian government now, they have a bigger terabyte, but they're now migrating everybody's details. So at the end of the day, if your NIN is not validated, it's all because maybe it's a bit stuck in the pipe. It will get there, but it's taking time to be downloaded. That is why we see a lot of people, they come to us and they say, oh, my NIN is not validated. What I try to do, I try to use the Nigerian immigrants. If you type in your NIN there, just type in your NIN 11 digits like that. And by the time you put your date of birth, you put your captcha, if you try to verify it, it will come out with your details at the bottom. If it comes out as invalid, what that means is that your NIN is not validated. Maybe it's still stuck. So at the end of the day, you just have to wait, or basically some people can validate it for you at the end of the day. But again, that is Abuja. It's not down to the... So a lot of people come, we try to help them with the problem. It is a normal thing. It's not supposed to be, but again, we're getting to all these things, and the Minister of Interior, the head of Immigration, Nigerian High Commission, they're working together to make sure the system is perfected. So a lot of people come to us and we try to help them to solve this problem. Okay, thank you so much. So I have the next question. This is from Femi Samuel. He said, hi, my question is, what is the update about the Nigerian High Commission zonal office in the Northeast England? I don't know. Well, that question, I don't know. Is there any zonal office intention to be in the Northeast England or Manchester or etc.? So that was the question from Mr. Femi Samuel.
Yeah, hello, sir. Can I come in now, sir?
Yeah, please. Femi, start coming, please.
Femi Samuel. Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, and well done, sir, for the wonderful work you are doing. God bless you and the facilitators.
Thank you.
Sometime late last year or early this year, Honorable Bosun Tijani, if I'm right, that's the Interior Minister, Honorable Bosun Tijani. Also, the Interior Minister came around, I think, when they were about launching the e-passport, as in being able to apply online. They made a promise around that they are looking at, I think maybe they were in London then, that they were looking at how they can zone Nigerian Commission, the passport renewal offices around the regions in UK to make it easier for people, and so that people don't have to travel long distance to come into London and all that. And also to how do I put it, to decrowd London, so that London will not be handling too many application or renewal at a time. So they said they were going to they are considering opening up zonal offices in Northeast and some other areas. I read it in the news, I'm so sure. So I'm just, because lately we've not heard anything around that. So that's why I'm asking the question. Thank you. Oh, hello, sorry, sir, I can't hear you. I think you have muted yourself. I can't hear you again.
Okay, Honorable, I think that question is for you, sir.
Hello? I haven't got anything.
Yeah, go ahead, please. That question is okay.
I couldn't hear anything.
Mr. Femi, can you just summarize that question again for the head of the immigration?
Okay, well done, Honorable sir. So there was sometime either late last year or early this year, I think the Interior Minister also was in London or UK, and they were speaking around considering opening up zonal passport application offices in zonal regions in UK. They considered the option, but lately we have not heard anything around that. So that's why I'm asking, what's the update on it, sir?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. My brother, Mr. Pemi, actually, it is a policy level which is beyond myself. But of course, this is on the pipeline. Actually, there was plan to open those centers to ease Nigerians' movement around to validate or get their passport or their documents. Of course, this is ongoing, but I cannot tell you the exact level because it is at a policy level, and that I think is on the pipeline. We will soon achieve those things. If not, because only London alone for whole people living in the UK it's always very difficult. People are struggling when they come. So I'm sure something is coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Hello?
Yeah, hello, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, my head of immigration. I think what you are referring there, if I can bring you back, is that I know that in the Minister of Interior made highlight on setting up a front desk office in Northwest. and in some other, for example, one in the UK, in England, Northwest, Birmingham, Wales, and Scotland and Ireland. So I think that is the question I think you were trying to refer to. I think they're only going to be a front desk office in terms of my understanding. But as we said, you know, the Minister for Interior, and as you see what I've posted on the chart is that the first-timer Nigerian passport will always have to go to London because they don't know you. Yeah, that will be the first time when your data, your fingerprint, your signature will be put on the Nigerian database. And this is why the contactless biometric system is only going to be useful for renewal, because that renewal, they have your system already. You do your biometric, you supply your passport based on the ICAO standard and etc. and signature. So I believe that that is exactly what, if that's correct, my head of immigration, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I think the next one is from Nike. Nike said, question, does the commission have services for Nigerians to obtain their NIN? To obtain an NIN. I believe that I've just replied to that. Yes, I think there is an NIN centers outside the Nigerian High Commission, London, sir. Is that correct, sir?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Moving forward, question from Property. Property, do you want to say this do you want to go on the loudspeaker, or you want me to read it? I think the question is that you said my passport will expire in February 2025. Please, should I start renewal process now, or was that for the onboard of contactless biometric system? So Property, are you there? Property, okay. Property is not there. I think that to answer that question is very, I mean, your passport finishes on February 2025. You can start your renewal even from now. It doesn't, that's my understanding.
Yes, we have already said that.
Yeah.
If a year before, 6 months before it expires, you just started so that you don't have challenges when you are confronted with your documents and something.
That's correct. That's correct. And we have another question from Bankole Bukola. He said, please, does my husband's COS cover me and my kids? That question goes to either of our immigration experts. Mr. Kendi, you want to answer that?
Yes, I can.
Please, go ahead.
Yes, now it depends on what category your COS is. If you are a skilled worker visa, maybe engineering, architecture, or any other field, of course, when they give you a COS, it's for you to apply, for your husband to apply, your children and other dependents can join you. But of course, if you are on a care worker, that's COS 6135636, which you are not allowed to sponsor dependents. It does not cover anybody other than you. Of course, if you have been on the system, if you have made your application before, is it 11th March or February, 11th of March, then of course, if you applied under the old rules, of course, it covers everybody. For your extension, it covers you, everything.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You. Okay, we're going to go to Mr. Lukman Obidele. Please go ahead, please. We can't see your face, but go ahead. Question, please, to our guests. Mr. Lukman.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Honorable Sir.
Yes.
And I also greet all our daddies and mommies, solicitors. Thank you for organizing this. My question would be towards someone that is interested in starting a business here in the UK. Like it's part of the visa that I've been listening to here and there about like a self-sponsorship or something. I don't know if time permits us, or just like to, if either of them can give a brief discussion on what it entails. So for someone that is trying to switch from a student visa, or someone that is a dependent that is thinking or wants to also have a business here in the UK, what are those things that you have to get ready or prepare for, or to stay clear of?
Okay. If I can take that to Mr. Ilaka, if you want to take that.
Okay, yeah. You want to start a business, right? Now it depends on the business you are talking about. You know, your current you are on your current visa is as a student, right?
Yes, sir.
You cannot start a business. The business you can start are limited. Either you want to start a business on the global talent, right?
Okay.
So that is, you must be talented. So there are requirements for that. The major thing is, do you have a talent or leadership quality? You want to do a business, so you are a leader in some fields, right? In some fields, I think, so it's not just a business or you want to set up a restaurant. No, there are specific businesses either in the arts and engineering and technology. So as a global talent, if you have that ability to prove to the endorsing body that you have a talent in this field, yeah, they will endorse your business. So you have to submit to them your proposal, your business plan, and everything, and how you will prove to them that, yes, you have the skill, you have the talent to be a leader in this field. So there are limited fields, so it's not just all commerce, right? Then you have this innovation funder, right? It's also something you can go into if you have. At the same time, you have to get an endorsement. And so the business we are talking about as an innovator, as the name suggests, you are innovating something new. It has to be new. You have to add something, it's not something that is common in the market. So it's something that is original to you, right? So with all this, you also need an endorsing body to endorse your skill and your proposals. So these are the business, they are always restricted and limited, all right? So I don't know, except you talk about what business do you have in mind?
Yes, let me give you a brief,
Yeah.
a brief description about that. A student of bioprocessing and biotherapeutics, as mostly where we get to use people's DNA or some defective genetic materials in the body, where some of them had to be adjusted or attenuated for the well-being of that patient. So instead of going to use the likes of all these the normal medicines that we use where you have that to be consumed, so that kind of business, like as is quite related to the origination of this vaccine that was used to cure COVID-19 then, so something of such.
Okay, do you want to for you to do that as a group, to get a global talent visa for that, you have to see where you can class that business. Is it academia or research or digital technology? So where can you put that?
It's mostly it can be under research and under health.
Yeah, so you have to seek for an endorsement from one of the endorsing bodies, all right, for the global talent visa. So it's a question of how you can prove to them and convince them that, oh, this is a new idea, this is a promising project, all right. So if they are convinced, they will endorse your proposal, and with that endorsement, you can apply for a visa as a global talent worker.
Right? All right, thank you.
Yeah, so so you have to do a lot of work to convince them that yes, this proposal will fly. They have to accept you are a leader, you have the talent.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kende Ayilak. Please, I think if we can, obviously, Mr. Kende Ayilak and Olaide, if we can put because if you need their contact details, you can, because when it comes to this question of visa, it's something that you have to go and see them in their office or talk to them on the phone, and they will be able to advise you. We want to make sure we move quickly with questions and as we go. As I've said, if anybody has any questions, please send it to admin@nycn.org.uk. or the our immigration expert or lawyers can put their details on the chat, and you guys can talk to them. And it's really good when you're asking all these questions. I've heard about the global talent visas. I've heard about business visas as well. All those things I know that is there's a lot of information whenever you go to the home office. So please, obviously, you can request for our guest speaker, immigration lawyers, basically, to be able to give you more on UK visa, because they're experts in that level. You can talk to them outside this meeting in detail so that they can understand your situation, they can guide you, and etc. like that. And again, bearing in mind that everybody has their own charges or whichever way. Thank you. Okay. You wanted to say something, Mr. Ilaka?
No, that's okay. So
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so I keep on seeing lots of questions on COS now, and that is why, please, I want you to send all those questions to our admin email. I've put it on the chat. We can forward it to them, and they can answer. So, for example, someone said, if I switch my COS sponsor to another employer, still under healthcare, can my husband and children also switch with me?
No. If you are switching now, no, you cannot.
Okay.
Because it depends. Sorry, it depends on the category. If it is a care worker or senior care worker, they cannot switch with you. Okay. Because you cannot sponsor dependents, even if they are with you in the UK. Because you are switching, they cannot switch with you.
Okay. Thank you. It's
This is something I think will be reviewed at the end of the day. They are still experimenting. I can assure you, they will still review that.
Okay. It's very important that we're having all these questions. And to be honest with you, I'm happy that Emanuela was asking that question. Mr. Bankole was asking question on COS. It's very simple. You can always take the details or send us a contact. We will send you the details of our immigration expert lawyer, Mr. Ilaka, and Ms. Olaide Abugbila. They will be able to break this down for you. And as I've said, if you don't ask all these questions, even if you go and collect another visa, you might run into problem. You don't want to waste your money. So this is why we tell people that they should attend this session, because we are not only here to play, we're only here to give you information. And that information is that we do it once a year. That's it. So another one is a follow-up question. Please, if I and my husband has a COA, what happens to my kid? I think we've already answered that question. Shino Ige, this is an immigration issue. A student man finished his studies successfully and got COS for care since last year, 2023, but no work since then. Can the wife get COS in care while the man and the children will become dependent?
Now, when I was talking of, when you are talking of COS now, no. You can get COS, but you can no longer sponsor dependents.
Okay.
After 11th of March.
Yeah.
Right. So most of the COS they are talking about for the health and care workers, these are the most common works. Care workers, senior care workers. Okay. Others in the category are doctors, nurses, dentists. So all these other people, they can sponsor. So, but the SOC codes, the 6135, 6136, these are the ones that are in the majority. And these are the ones they don't want to bring in their spouses. So doctors, there are not many. Nurses, there are not many, right? Yes, so you have to qualify for as a nurse. Okay. But most of these care workers, you don't need a particular degree of qualification to be a senior care worker or to be a worker. And so that's why everybody in Nigeria, you graduated, you maybe in English, you want to come to the UK. You attend a simple course, you say, you have experience, you apply to be a senior care worker, you apply to be a care worker, and you come to the UK. So they are just trying to reduce the population of those people coming to the UK.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've got a question, and this is for my head of honorable. I think this is a question that we talked about the issue of during my presentation, the issue at the Teesside University, 60 students that have been obviously about to be kicked out, or maybe obviously, and this is by the International School Office. And the same situation is happening to Nigerian students, I think recently, maybe in excess or somewhere in Nigeria. And I know that Nigerian government has picked this up, because I've been listening to the news. Is there any more advice? Because I know that that has been dealt with from the higher level. I know that the High Commissioner and other delegates and yourself are trying to deal with the Teesside International or International School and the UK Home Office about just kicking this student out, which is not going to be justified and unfair. And this is not only happening in Teesside, it has happened to us in Yorkshire here, where we came to the rescue of writing the school office. And I don't know anything you can give us an update on, sir, about this, because it's not only Teesside, it's happening to a lot of Nigerian students. And this is basically all because of the changes in the Nigerian currency to compare to the currency in the diaspora, UK pound, sir. Please, sir.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kolawale. Thank you, all the participants. Actually, something is ongoing. Yesterday, the head of education and consular and the High Commission officials, they had a Zoom meeting, to my knowledge, about Teesside University crisis, and that there is a lot of progress they are making. I cannot speak more than that because I am not on the decks, but progress is being made, and that at all levels, there are a lot of gains in that meeting, and that meeting is going to continue as far as I knew. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I really thank you. I know that you can't speak much of it. We're going to send you a copy of this recording. It's just to make sure that we try our best with the Nigerian community in Yorkshire, in the whole of Teesside as well. We're working together, and in the whole of UK, has to make sure that this type of happening to Nigerian students from the international office, from the home office, it shouldn't happen. If it's going to happen in that way, they should find a process of consulting with the Nigerian government rather than kicking all these students out. So I thank you so much, but I know that you will give us an update soon. The High Commission and the Nigerian government will give us an update to make sure that we can address this properly, because it's an unjust and unfair practices by the UK government or institution. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on because it's now 25 minutes past 5, and we need to be rounding up. For those of you that want details of Mr. Kende Ayelaka, Gracefield Solicitor in Leeds, our immigration is on the platform. And if my sister is still there, you can put your details on there, or I can tell people to send us any question, but you can put your details on the platform if you want, so that people can call you directly and speak to you. And if they want to come and see you in Manchester, they can come and see you in Manchester. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we've answered most of the. Does anybody has any further questions that we have not answered? If we have not answered all the questions, please send it to admin@nycn.org.uk. We will forward it to any. If you want a question for the head of immigration, for our sister immigration specialist in Manchester, or for Mr. Ayelaka, please send it, and then we would definitely get it done. Yeah, I think if there's no more questions,
please, quickly, I have a question.
Mr. Femi Samuel, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's about the ICAO requirement for passport renewal. I don't know which side they can really give, or what's the specificity of the ICAO requirement for passport renewal when they ask you to take your passport to be ICAO compliant. What does where can one actually get the specifics of the ICAO so that one will know his passport is doing the right thing?
Okay, so I think let me put that to the head of immigration. I think I put some answers on the chat. I think what he meant is that now that the biometric system, Nigerian e-passport is going to be kicking in, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 months, obviously they will be supplying their passports like the British passport. So what I think that is what he's trying to say in terms of the ICAO standard passport dimensions and etc. I did put it on the chat, but I don't know, maybe do you want to elaborate a bit on that?
No, I spoke about I don't understand the question.
The ICAO standard, obviously, you know, once they start the biometrics, now you have to be doing uploading your passport
Yes.
photograph.
Yes.
Now, that passport photograph, according to my knowledge, they said it has to adhere to the ICAO international standard
Yes.
passport photograph in order to be acceptable.
Yes, of course. This is the system all over the world. Whenever you are going to upload, it has to follow the standard procedure, and that the requirements. You have to look at a very good high precision camera and then take the photo correctly and then to upload it. Because if you couldn't reach the standard required, you will not move forward. That is why I'm saying this new system of application biometrics has a lot of challenges also.
Yeah.
If you do not comply with the systems that the standard was available, then you can't move forward. This is generally, if you could look at it in every situation of online application and all these things, where you would upload picture, photo, and what have you, you will see that there is a specification standard that you must apply. Sometimes they may even require that white background, or some check sometimes your background, your banner should be white, or if they are looking for blue or whatever, all those things must be complied with before you take the precision, a good high definition picture, and then send it. If the picture is even not high definition to the standard, it will not accept it.
Yeah.
So this one is just about a system, something, not about all. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I think, yeah, if you can do more checks on that, Mr. and basically my brother, Mr. K, please, please go ahead with your question, please. Mr. K? I think we can't hear you. You've raised your hand up. Please go ahead. We still can't hear you, Mr. K. Okay.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead with your questions.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your questions.
Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful program. We are very grateful for giving us your time. So I want to ask if a visa can be issued to a passport that is expiring in 10 months' time.
Okay, I will leave that with the when you say visa, what type of visa? Is it the UK visa or Nigerian? Sorry.
Yeah, UK visa. My passport will be expiring in 10 months in December, and in December I'm planning to switch to post-study. So that's why I'm asking if the visa can be issued on a passport that is expiring in 10 months' time.
Yes, it can. You only need 6 months validity on your passport. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. So if I can put additional question to that, is that someone that knows that his passport, if you know that your passport is expiring in 10 months, why don't you renew your passport to get the 5 years or 10 years? Because at the end of the day, by the time you collect that visa, again, correct me, my head of immigration and immigration, by the time you collect your visa, your passport will expire. Then you will have to go and renew your passport. You have to take that passport back to the Home Office to do a copy of that visa. So I think the best thing is for you to go and renew your passport now, Nigerian passport, get the 5 years, get the 10 years. I have the 10 years. You know, it's hassle-free. And at the end of the day, it gives you more time. So I don't know, you want to come in there?
In any case, sorry,
Yes.
sorry. Home Office, they don't even issue physical vignet visa anymore now. Even biometric card is going to be phased out in December. So you left with e-visa, digital visa. All right. So your passport will probably be a means of identification for you. So it will not carry passports. Your passport will not carry visa anymore.
Okay. You want to go in, my honorable?
Yeah, it's okay. I think you have already said everything, and I've just gotten it right. Okay. So whatever is the situation, we just have to always be active in getting our documents ready all the times. This is because it's always challenging. Even the Home Office, they have their own site. Sometimes they may collect those things, and it may take time requesting for 1 or 2 things for you to do it before they can finish your application. Yes. So I think this December.
Please go ahead. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Hope, please. You're next, please. If you can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon or good evening, sirs. Well done for the great work you're doing. the question was, or a comment was just passed some minutes ago concerning the passport, the photograph size on capturing, on how to apply for a passport. And it was just explained further by saying about the AOC, some standard or something like that. And I think that's the process right now, if I'm right, because that's what I encountered when I was trying to apply for a renewal for my passport, where there was a standard to the kind of passport photograph that is allowed, the background, the size, and all of that. And if each criteria was not properly met, you can't even move to the next, which was really quite challenging. And that took me over a month to sort out a lot of things to finally get to this level. So my question now is, in the entire process of trying to get this sorted, you realize that a lot of time is lost, and this affects the available slot you now even find before you're able to get a slot booking. And this leads to either expiration of the passport at the moment, or near expiration of the passport. What's the implication where the passport already expires and there's no availability, in terms of dates to come over to get this sorted?
Yeah, my honorable, you want to?
Please, can you recapture this thing? Yeah.
What you explained concerning the AOC, the challenges, with the new process.
ICAO standard.
Yes, ICAO, yes.
Yes, the entire application process. I think that is what is already happening now, where you have to, follow through this process. If you don't meet every criteria, you can't move to the next. This requirement here, there's some compulsory information or documents that you must provide. If not, you cannot progress to complete the online application. So I'm saying at the end of the day, this results to delays that also affect, the available slots that is opened before before passport expiration rather. And I'm now asking, what is the implication whereby the passport expires and there's no available date, or you have very close expiry to the dates available for renewal, coming down to London for renewal?
Well, what we're saying is that, it's just we're coming back to the same issue of starting early, because nobody has anything for you when you are putting your own application. This is the new system. You are the one doing everything. If, as you have just already said, you sorted something for over a month, you waited and sorted, and that if you sorted and submit these applications before we even know that you put the application on our site. So there is nothing anybody can do but just to follow it and do everything exactly as requested. But if you maybe need some support from the High Commission, then maybe you can send a request or a question to the immigration portal through the immigration email, and then request and get some guide. But as far as this new application system is concerned, nobody has anything to do. It's mostly on your own side. Once you finish the application, that's where your passport processing starts. So
yes, the challenge now is, I've seen questions or documents where I don't know where I'm supposed to get this from. I'm trying to apply for a minor, and I'm requested to get what's it called? Local government certificate of indigeneship, a minor that is born in the UK.
Okay.
Yes.
And even myself, also in the UK, I'm expected to get a local government certificate of indigeneship.
Yes.
And nobody else have I encountered that has got this done.
Yes.
And this is the criteria that will allow us to move forward.
This is mostly for PES applications, for PES applicant particularly. Yeah. It is something that you need to start a very comprehensive documentation about you before you can move forward. Yeah. That is the issue. For minor, always details of the parents must be attached. Both of the parents must be attached. I have seen a lot of challenges. People came with their own children and then struggling without getting the passport. We are working on how to help them to get those documents, but our limit is we cannot go to Nigeria to get those documents for you. It's just you have to contact. If the parents are there, everybody just to get local government indigenship. It's very simple. It's just to get it. And secondly, All those documents, please if you're applying for a child, minor or whoever, please make sure that the surname must align with the name of the application of that child.
Yeah.
So that's why there's always problem of documents and letting us to going forth and back. You have to get all the documents aligned. For instance, for minor, both parents must write attestation letter.
Yes.
They must attach their own data page of their Nigerian passport.
Yeah.
And then the child name that you applied for must have the surname of the parent.
Yeah.
So it's all those things are something that comes up and you have to align it. But as soon as you put those things and get a passport,
yeah,
no request or question about those documents will come up again. It's all about for you to just put your name and then pass everything correct, just push it and pay, and then you get your passport. But for starting, it is really difficult, and you have to contact your communities and your people to get some of those documents.
Yeah. Okay, let me chip in here. Thank you very much, my honorable. I think what is going on, I know your situation, the way you're explaining it. We have situations like that. We have a lot of Nigerian children that are born in this country. They have British certificates. That is number one. Now, if they come to the NIN, you want to collect NIN for your child, you have to prove to me that I only need the birth certificate of the children, but I will need the Nigerian passport, Nigerian local birth certificate of the mommy and daddy, mommy or daddy, because what happened is that the children does not necessarily have to be born in Nigeria, but the children is getting NIN and Nigerian passport because mommy or daddy is a Nigerian, and mommy or daddy needs to prove to NIN or the Nigerian High Commission that we are Nigerian through your Nigerian passport or through your local birth certificate from where you are. If you don't have all those two, your child cannot get an NIN or a Nigerian passport. The NIN is the beginning of collecting Nigerian passport.
Yes.
So if you come to me and say you want to collect NIN for your NIN for your children, the first thing I will ask you is that, was the children born in this country? Yes. Can I see the British certificate? Then I will look for the mommy's name, father's name, and the daddy's name. I will now ask you, please, can you give me a Nigerian passport or local birth certificate of either mommy or daddy that proves to me that you are a Nigerian?
Yes.
You have to put all those documents, because we're not going to give our NIN or Nigerian passport to anybody, that American or anybody. It has to be checked properly. So these are the things that you need to look at and to make sure that it's very simple. You know, a child that is born here and there is no proof that it's attached to the parent, you have to prove to us as an NIN center or the Nigerian government that that is my child, I'm a Nigerian, and all those things. So, for example, I've just done an NIN for a family. The wife is from Greece, is a white woman, but the person that is married to is a Nigerian. And that woman, that white woman, wants to collect Nigerian passport. He wants to collect NIN. And what I said to them is basically that you're not qualified for NIN, but your marriage certificate will link you to your husband, and I will get your husband's Nigerian passport, NIN, then all because you're married to a Nigerian, definitely you can get an NIN, you can get a Nigerian passport. I believe I'm correct, my honorable.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And the names must align.
Exactly.
The names of the parent must align with the name that you are now going to as a surname for that child, or that person that wanted. In a situation of a minor, it's for both parents. For an adult, one parent suffices. You understand? One parent details suffices. So this is what it's all about. We had an experience, many people who are not Nigerian, they are looking for those passports. But if you ask them, at least, even if the father can produce his passport that was given 30 years ago, not on the Sabah. All what we need, that if this passport is a Nigerian passport, if we verify and see the surname, and the child that is saying claim is his surname is correct, and then check everything, the child will be issued its own passport.
Thank you very much, sir.
There must be documentation to prove it.
Thank you very much. I'm going to move on to the next. Adetutu Adebayo, please ask your question, please, if you don't mind.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I don't know whether you can hear me. Yeah, thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to find out. My sister got US in November, and she applied with a family. So I just want to find out, is 38,000, salary scale, is it going to affect her? She actually did have before March. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello, please go ahead. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are talking of the...
Yeah, she's a crew worker. And she got the COS in December. So she applied for herself, her husband, and the children. So she just want to know whether the 38,000 salary scale will also affect her.
The 38,700 took effect from the 4th of April 2024. So if she has made her application before then, no, this is not going to affect her.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we're nearly trying to round this up now. And does anybody have any more questions? If otherwise, we're going to end this session. If you have any more questions, please don't suffer yourself. Send it to us at admin@nycn.org.uk, or you can send it to the details of our solicitors on the chat. They will be able to help you because it's very important. All these questions, all of you that have questions, these are relevant questions, whether it's visa, UK visa, Nigerian passport. And when you look at all these things, the NIN, the Nigerian passport, plays the key role that before you go to UK immigration or visa and etc. But apart from that, I think that we have had a very wonderful session. And once again, I would like to apologize earlier where we had some people trying to hack into our Zoom meeting. We have now reported it to Zoom, and we are going to be making sure that every security it has never happened to us before, but today I'm happy that today's session has been successful. We have participants up to 72, 73 attending the session. So it is really very successful. So I thank you so much. Let me give everybody once more a chance if there's any more questions. And I would like to take this moment to say a huge thank you to our guest speaker, Honorable Bukar Abu Salam, Head of Immigration at the Nigerian High Commission, London. I'd like to say thank you very much, sir, for taking your time out of your busy schedule to come and help us with some of these hard questions in terms of Nigerian passport immigration. And then thank you so much. I really am, very, very happy. Please, if you have any further question, if you want to ask question now, I have another 3 minutes. You can come up on the speaker and speak now, please. Otherwise, send us an email. Also, I would like to say thank you to our solicitor, Mr. Kenny Ayilaka, principal solicitor at Gracefield Solicitor Leeds. Please make sure you know that whenever you want to, you have any immigration issues, you need to talk to them. They know better. This is their daily job. This is their bread and butter. If you don't talk to them, go and spend money. Go and do it on your home office. Spend £5,000, £10,000. They reject your visa. You will still have to come to them. Okay? And this is why they are here to help with human rights, immigration, employment law, family law, personal. And our sister, Mrs. Olaide Awogbila, specialist in immigration and family law matters in Manchester. And she has always been there every year. Both our immigration solicitor do come up online to participate in this session. Not that we're paying them. If they want to charge us, they will charge us £10,000. But they're contributing that to the community to make sure that these are the areas that Nigerians are having issues, sponsorship. And our head of immigration, we work with them, with the Nigerian High Commission 24/7. We want to continue to do so. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody. Please send your question to admin@nycn.org.uk. And that is what we're going to be rounding it up now. Please, and as I've said, all our details are on there. Please, we're going to round it up with a prayer. And Amanari, that is our welfare secretary for Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network. Can you give us a closing prayer to this session? Amanari, are you available to give us a closing prayer?
Yes, I am.
Please go ahead, please.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Lord, we thank you for today. Thank you for the success of this meeting. We say may your name be highly exalted in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you for everyone who came on board today to educate us on everything that we need to know concerning immigration and Nigerian passports. Thank you, Lord, for everything in Jesus' name.
Amen.
We ask that as we go back to our various activities, that you protect us and you guide us in the name of Jesus. And may everyone who is looking for whatever it is that they are looking for in the United Kingdom, may all our heart desires be granted in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you for the organization, and we ask that you keep us growing stronger in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
In Jesus' wonderful name we have prayed.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. And Mr. Lukman, is it there? Mr. Lukman, give us a closing prayer in Muslim, please. Please. Mr. Lukman? Mr. Lukman, are you there? Mr. Lukman? I will let my honorable to close it up for us with a Muslim prayer, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah.
Amen.
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 الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate your support. We will be sending the recorded video to everybody, and so that you can pass it around. There is a lot to learn, and I believe that our sister Mrs. Olaide will be sending us the presentation for our session on immigration. If you want a copy, send an email to admin@nycn.org.uk. If you need to speak to our solicitor, Mr. Kenny Ayilaka, our community solicitor, helping us here, please speak to them, and may the Lord continue to bless everybody. On behalf of the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, my name is Mr. J. Skolawale. On behalf of our committee volunteers, would like to say a huge thank you to everybody. And please check our website out, check our social media. We have lots of events, lots of information to help you. And we are here to help you. Anyway, thank you so much, and God bless you. And good night, and bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.